Morning, grade 8. So I've put you all on one team. If you see, go look. Just let me know through Carla probably. If you're not on the teams, forgive me if you hear my kids in the background. It's early morning and they might be a little bit wild today. So there's 3 examples that I'm going to do with you quickly from the fractions that I know you guys probably didn't know and you didn't have the opportunity or you're too scared to ask me on teams. You're more than welcome to ask me. So I'll do it with you guys so you can see it, and then I'll start with substitution. Right, so this might be a 15-minute video, might be a little bit longer than normal. So let's have a look at the fractions questions that I know you guys battled with. So remember when you got fractions, a binomial over a monomial, you'll break it up as that over that, that over that. Negative 9x to the power of 7 over 3x to the power of 4, plus 27x to the power of 5 over 3x to the power of 4. So I'm not going to use my ruler, I'm going to be a little bit untidy today. So now it's remember, sign, number, letter. Signs divided will give me a negative. 3 into 9 goes 3 times, and we subtract these powers from each other because they're the same bases, exponential laws. And then again it's signs, 3 into 27, 9 times, x, 5 minus 4 is 1. I'll put the 1 there just for you guys that are scared still. Next one. That is the answer. Because are they like terms? No, because the powers are different. So can I do anything? No. Let's have a look here. Before I can put it over this, I have to work this out first, an exponential law, raising to the power. So I have to put the 15w to the power of 3 minus 18w to the power of 8. And I have to work out that quickly. Negative 3 squared. So it's negative 3 times negative 3 will give me 9. Positive. Remember, negative to an even power gives me a positive. 3 squared is 9. And then what do I do there? I times those two together. W to the power of 4. Now I do my normal steps. That over that, that over that. 15w to the power of 3 over 9w to the power of 4 minus 18w to the power of 8 over 9w to the power of 4. Now it's fractions, people. That can't go into that, so I have to simplify it. What number can go into both of them? 3. 3 goes into 15, 5 times, and 3 goes into 9, 3 times. Remember I told you, leave the fraction large, the fraction sign large. Why? Because we don't know where my variable's going to sit in the numerator or denominator. Now, I taught you the trick. I know it's 3 minus 4. Let me do it the long way. 3 minus 4. Okay, no, I'm not going to do it the long way because I'll confuse you. What's 3 minus 4? It's negative 1. So then we know that the exponent must never be negative, so we must leave it in the we must move it to the denominator. Or the trick I taught you, which you know, so those of you who haven't watched haven't been taught by me for exponents, you'll be a little bit lost now. But which is larger? The 4 is larger. So I subtract in the denominator. So it's 4 minus 3, so the W stays down here. Then this one over here, minus 9 can go into 18. So I'm going to have a whole number now. 9 can go into there twice. And then look here, this is larger. So it's 8 minus 4, which will give me 4. Do you see this was smaller? So I'd minused in the denominator and it stayed in the denominator. This one over here, if it was smaller, if this was larger, then the W would also be down in the denominator, but it's not. Let's look at the last one. And that's the answer. I know you guys get very petrified now because you see that and you don't know what to do, but that's the answer because they're not like terms. Let's look at the next one. So it's 45 y to the power of 4 minus 15 y to the power of 5. Oh, sorry, and I have to put them all over. But now watch here. The denominator is negative, so it has to be negative on both sides. Now, what will happen over here? It will become positive because there's a negative. I know it's a subtraction, but remember it's always married. So it's actually negative 15 minus over negative 9, so it becomes a positive. The negatives always change things. Now, what can go into 4 and 9? Nothing. So it's in its simplest form. So it's 4 over negative 9. And it's 1 minus, that 4 minus 1. And then it's y to the power of 3. Then over here, negative and a negative. Divide by negative gives me a positive. Can anything go into these? Yes, 3. 3 goes into 15 5 times. And it goes into 9 3 times. And it's 5 minus this 1, so it's y to the power of 4. And do I have like terms? No, I don't. Yes, they are y and y, but remember the degree of the polynomial, the degree of the expression doesn't make them like, they're unlike. So can I add these two together? No, I can't. So those are the harder ones. You'll only find, for those fractions, you only find maybe one of them at the end of the paper, or end of of that section, with like 3 or 4 marks, and the kids are not training hard enough in their stuff, won't be able to do this. But your whole paper won't be littered with questions like this. This is a hard, very difficult question for my grade 8s. Right. Okay. So let's move on to substitution. Substitution for me is a very simple section. Substitution is just saying wherever I see, so it says substitute A is equal to 1, B is equal to 2. So wherever you see an A, what am I going to put? A 1. Because it says A is equal to 1. And wherever I see a B, I put 2. So I leave my plus 2. So the answer over here is 3. Over here, but now what's happening between the 2 and the A? I'm multiplying. It's 2A, so it's twice A. So it's 2 times what is A? 1. Plus what is B? 2. So what's 2 times 1? It's 2 plus 2, which will give me 4. Let's look at the next one. So it's 3 times A squared plus 2 times B. Now in class, I would like you to all read this out for me. So you'll all be going 3 times A squared plus 2 times B. Then I'll make you do it for the next one as well. So while you're all smiling like that, let's look at this next. I'll work this out now. Look here. So what will this be? 2 times A plus B. Let's look at the next one. And you all have to do it with me. 2 times A times B minus 3 times A minus B squared. You have to be able to say it in your mind. If you don't say it in your mind, and all for those kids that are laughing and say, I'm not going to do that, you're the kids that will probably get below 50%. So just remember that. So it's 3 times A, just go up a little bit for me. Remember the A is 1. So it's 3 times 1 squared plus 2 times what was B? B was 2. So 2 times 2. So what's 1 times 1? It's 1. So what's 3 times 1? It's 3. Plus what's 2 times 2? 4. 3 plus 4 is 7. So here's now the little bit more difficult one. I've substituted a negative in. Okay. So it's 2 times A plus B. So what's 2 times what's the A? 4. So it's 2 times 4. But now watch here. Plus, it's negative 1. So I have to open a bracket and put a negative 1 there. So I don't know if anyone else is watching my videos, how your teachers teach you this. I teach it like this, which is a little bit different to all the other teachers. But I find it easier for my class to get better marks. So it's 2 times 8 is 8. A positive times a negative is a negative. So it's 8 minus 1. I know it was plus, but a plus and a negative multiplied together will change the sign so it becomes negative. So what's 8 minus 1? 7. So very important to identify that. You must maybe make notes on that for me. See that there? And it changes to negative 1. Please check that out. Go over the video again and check it. I'll do one more with a negative and I'm done for the day. I have to substitute. 2 times what? A. What is A? Negative 2. But I'm also timesing a B. And what's the B? Again, a negative 2. Subtract 3 times my A, which is negative 2. So wherever A is, I'm putting negative 2. You have to put it in brackets because I'm going to show you what your kids do. That negative 3, and if you don't put a bracket, then you all write this in the test for me. And then what does that look like? That looks like negative 3 minus 2. So you must put it in that bracket. The bracket is important. And I taught you what brackets mean. Brackets means timesing. You should know that from grade 6 and 7. Minus B, what am I doing? Minus B squared. So I'm going to put a bracket here and put the negative 2 in and squared. Why? Because there's already a subtraction here. There's the 2 subtractions. Now let's work this out. Negative and negative, positive. Okay, so it's all going to be positive. What's 2 times 2 is 4. 4 times 2 is 8. For my kids that are working, can you see I've got 3 2s, so it's like 2 cubed, eh? Just if it rings a bell, it should start ringing. Okay. Then over here, watch here. This is married. It's not a subtraction, it's married. So it's basically negative 3 times negative 2, which gives me positive 6. Very important. I have to do an extra step here. I have to leave the subtraction here, these 2 subtractions here, because What is negative 2 squared? It means negative 2 times negative 2, which gives me positive 4. So I'm just going to show you it's positive 4, so it stays negative. I'll rewrite it. 8 plus 6 minus 4. Because a negative times a positive gives me a negative. And then what's 8 plus 6 is 14 minus 4 is 10. Just want to quickly show you. Most of you are going to try this on your calculator. If you put this into your calculator, my kids will know this. If you put negative b squared into your calculator and you just put negative and you put again a negative 2 squared, you have to put the brackets in. If you don't put the brackets in and put in your calculator, you're going to have a different answer and you're going to feel like a smart aleck and put your hand up in my class and say, sir, you're actually wrong. And then I'll come to your calculator and I'll show you what you've done wrong. Please, you don't need to use your calculator for this stuff. If you use your calculator here, you don't know how to use your calculators. Okay, so it's very important for substitution. All my lazy kids, which is most of my kids, but you are children and it's okay. We love you. That's why we have to teach you. That's why we've got teachers on this earth to teach you. Because you are all lazy. When you do substitution, you don't need your calculator yet. Because what's 2 times 2? What's 3 times 6? What's 5 times 7? So there's never going to be a multiplication that is hard. And I always tell my class, I model it in my class all the time. What's negative 45,000 divided by negative 210? I've got no idea. I'm not a maths genius. I can just teach the maths concepts. I use my calculator. But for substitution grade 8s, if you're using your calculators, you're going to get it wrong because you don't know how to use your calculators. You don't know how to use BODMAS. Does the calculator know how to use BODMAS? Yes, it does. And I showed this to my class on the whiteboard about 8 weeks ago. So please, make sure you use your calculators right. You don't need your calculator for this exercise. Remember, there's no work tomorrow and Monday as it's Easter weekend. Enjoy your break. Stay safe. Miss you guys. And please be marking your work. And when we get back to school, your work better be all up to date. Otherwise, you're getting demerits, children. Alright, God bless. Cheers.